Very good morning.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, all of you, once again. Shall we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yesterday we have seen the financial management introduction. Financial management means management of finance, how to raise the money from the general public with the help of financial instrument, how to raise the money from the general public with the help of shares, how to administer the money, how to save the money, how to invest the money, what extent of money investment in elsewhere we have seen. Financial management means management of finance effectively, acquisition of fund and effective utilization of fund. It is collectively called as financial management. That means acquisition of fund on the one hand and effective utilization of fund on the other hand, it is collectively called as financial management. As I stated earlier, financial management deals with how to collect the money, how to marshalling the money from the general public and its effective utilization. It is collectively called as financial management. We have seen financial management is very essential for the enterprise owner. Without financial management, it is very difficult to sustain the enterprise. Therefore, there is a need for financial management. There is a certainly need for financial management. Utmost need for financial management. Okay. So there are 3 corporate objectives or financial management objective we have seen. One is maintenance of liquidity position in the firm. Another one is profit maximization as a decision criterion. Another one is wealth maximization as a decision criterion. Maintenance of liquidity in the firm all times when they become due for payment. So the corporate manager or the enterprise owner should maintain the liquidity position in the company. It is a main objectives of financial management on the one hand. It is known as what we call maintenance of liquidity in the firm. Number 2, profit maximization as a decision criterion. The main deliberation of the every business undertaking, profit hunting, profit maximization, profit hunting for the success of the business, for the survival of the business. Therefore, profit maximization as a decision criterion is the short-term objective of the firm. Short-term objective of the firm. So, profit maximization as a decision criterion criticized by several grounds. Several grounds. How the profit maximization as a decision criterion suffers from serious setbacks. It does not consider the time value of money. It does not consider the quality of benefit received. It does not consider timing of money received. Therefore, profit maximization as a decision criterion suffered by many setbacks above. Therefore, under such circumstances, value maximization or net worth maximization or wealth maximization as it came into existence. It is collectively called as wealth maximization as a criterion, one of the important objectives of financial management. Why the wealth maximization is a superior? Because of the reason that it considers the time value of money, it considers the quality of benefit received, it considers the timing of benefit received. So therefore, wealth maximization is a long-term objective of financial management. It is a superior than that of a profit maximization as a operational criterion. This is about introduction, corporate objective of financial management or objectives of financial management 1. Short ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದೀನಿ, ನೋಡೋಣ ಆಫ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನಾಗ ಇನ್ನೂ ದೀರ್ಘವಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದೇನೋ. Now I am talking about another important model, namely, we are very familiar. Capital budgeting. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ capital budgeting. What do you mean by capital budgeting? ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, capital budgeting is a long-term investment decision. Capital budgeting decision under certainty is a long-term investment of the financial management. I am talking about capital budgeting. Yes. Why we study the capital budgeting? Because of the reason that it is a long-term investment decision, large number of funds tied up with the different process. Therefore, it is very necessary to study the capital budgeting decision. The term capital budgeting, it may be noted, is used interchangeably with capital expenditure decision, capital expenditure management, long-term investment decision, management of fixed assets, so on. ಇಷ್ಟು ಹೆಸರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Capital budgeting decision is also known as capital expenditure decision, capital expenditure management, long-term investment decision, management of fixed asset, and so on. It is also known as capital budgeting decision under certainty situation. Okay. Capital expenditure refers to, ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, capital expenditure refers to that investment or expenditure which has impact behind 1 year. Take for example, National Highway Authority of India Limited. Expenditure which has impact behind 1 year. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹೈವೇ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 5 ವರ್ಷ, 6 ವರ್ಷ, 10 ವರ್ಷ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Investment in National Highway Authority of India Limited is a capital expenditure. Therefore, capital expenditure refers to that investment or expenditure which has impact behind 1 year. Or it put it differently. What do you mean by capital expenditure decision? It refers to that expenditure, the benefit of which occurs over a long period. 5 ರಿಂದ 10 ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕೈಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅದು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟು. ಅದು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಹೈವೇ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಹೈವೇ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಫ್ಲೈ ಓವರ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಯಾರದು ಇರಿಗೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. These are all the capital expenditure project behind which has impact behind 1 year. Okay. In accounting terms, what do we mean by capital expenditure? In accounting, it is normally associated with the acquisition of fixed asset. Fixed asset, it may be land, or it may be building, or it may be plant and machinery, or it may be furniture and fixtures, etc. It is normally associated with the acquisition of fixed assets. These are land, building, plant and machinery, furniture and fixtures, etc. ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಮ್ಮ?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, therefore, capital expenditure includes expenditure on, sometimes capital expenditure includes expenditure on expansion of a project, not only newly project, but also expansion of a existing project. Capital expenditure ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಬರೀ ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಆಗುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಸೀಮಿತವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಸೀಮಿತವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. But it should be impact behind 1 year. Expansion of a project proposal is a capital expenditure project. Sometimes the replacement of a project, modernization and diversification of a project. Modernization and diversification of a project, expenditure which has impact behind 1 year. Labor welfare project is a capital expenditure project. R&D project, that means a research and development project. Advertisement project and advertisement. Expenditure project having a impact behind 1 year. This is about introduction of capital expenditure decisions. Capital expenditure decision andre ಏನು ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಪೀಠಿಕೆ. Okay. Different people define differently at different pointing of time regarding the capital expenditure decision. According to a Gitman LJ, Gitman LJ is a name of the professor in the field of financial management. According to Gitman LJ, capital budgeting refers to the total process of generating, evaluating, selecting, and follow-up on capital expenditure alternatives. Noting, it is a total process of generating the fund, evaluating, selecting, and follow-up on capital expenditure alternatives. According to Charles T. Hornegren, a name of the person in the field of financial management, capital budgeting is a long-term planning. Capital budgeting is a long-term planning for making financial proposed capital outlays. Outlays under capital expenditure. Okay. This is about one. From the above definitions, we have seen two definitions of capital expenditure decision. From the above definitions, it is clear that it is apparently obviously says that capital budgeting is the process of deciding whether or not to commit resources to a capital project whose benefits would be spread over several time periods. In other words, it is the entire process of planning expenditure whose returns are expected to extend beyond 1 year. Anyhow, project which has impact beyond 1 year. Expenditure which has impact beyond 1 year. It is capital expenditure decision. From the above discussion, may be deduced the following basic features of capital budgeting. ಮೇಲಿನ ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಲಕ್ಷಣಗಳು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಎಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಬಡ್ಜೆಟಿಂಗ್? 1. Features of capital budgeting: potentially large anticipated benefit. Potentially large anticipated benefit. Take for example, as I stated earlier, the example of National Authority of India Limited, NHAI. Potentially large anticipated benefit, more in a future course of action. Capital investment in National Highway Authority of India Limited is a capital expenditure decision, potentially large anticipated benefit. Revenue derived from the National Highway Authority of India, potentially large. 1. This is one of the features of capital budgeting. Second one, a relatively high degree of risk. ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ, ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹೈ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಆಯ್ತು. ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಬೇರಿಂಗ್ ಥಿಯರಿ, higher the risk, higher would be the benefit. Lower the risk, lower would be the benefit. Therefore, ಎರಡನೇ ಫೀಚರ್ಸು ಎ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಲಿ ಹೈ ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ರಿಸ್ಕ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಾವಾಗ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ 1 year, ಇಟ್ ರಿಲೇಟಿವ್ಲಿ deals with relatively high degree of risk. Third features, relatively long period of time, relatively long time period between initial investment outlay and anticipated return. Anticipated return. And here the expenditure which has impact behind 1 year, usually the 5 to 10 or 2 to 5. Relatively long time period between initial outlay and the anticipated return. This is about features. ನೋಡಿ ನಾವು ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ನೀಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ potentially large anticipated benefit, relatively high degree of risk, relatively long time period between initial outlay and anticipated return. Now I am talking about another head, importance of capital budgeting or need for capital budgeting. Okay, I am talking. Capital budgeting decisions are paramount importance in financial decision making. Paramount importance in financial decision making. Importance number 1. Capital expenditure projects involve huge financial resources. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತು. Capital expenditure project involve huge financial resources. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ the expenditure which has impact behind 1 year, it has a long gestation period, therefore it requires a huge financial resources. The huge capital investment involved in capital expenditure project will have far-reaching implication on the activities of a business. This makes capital budgeting necessary for capital asset or fixed asset. Necessary for major capital asset and fixed asset. The fixed asset represent, in a sense, the true earning asset of the firm. Therefore, one of the importance, capital expenditure project involve huge financial resources. ಯಾಕೆ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಒಳಗಡೆ ಹೇಳಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Importance number 2, funds involved in capital expenditure project. Funds involved in a capital expenditure project are not only large but more or less permanently blocked. Amount permanently blocked. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ usually the capital expenditure project requires long gestation period, the large number of amount tied up with the different process. Therefore, funds involved in a capital expenditure project are not only large but are more or less permanently blocked. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಹೈವೇ ಅಥಾರಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಹೈವೇ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಹೈವೇ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ಗುಡ್ಡೆಗಟ್ಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ, ವರ್ಷಗಟ್ಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದಿರುತ್ತೆ. Therefore, ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ಡ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್, ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಬ್ಲಾಕ್ಡ್. Capital expenditure decision, once taken, cannot be reversed without heavy loss. It is because there may be no market for second-hand plant and machinery or plant and equipment, and their conversion to other uses of may not be financially feasible. I am talking about the importance of financial management. 1 minute. Okay. Third importance of capital budgeting decisions, funds invested in capital project or fixed asset are recovered over a long period of time. ನಾವು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ನಾವು ರಿಕವರಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹಲವಾರು ವರ್ಷಗಳೇ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. That means funds invested in capital project are recovered over a long period of time. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ it has a long gestation period project. As a result, there is a risk of uncertainty. There is a risk of uncertainty in the recovery of funds. This also calls for capital budgeting. the study of capital budgeting. Fourth one, capital investment decision involves capital expenditure decisions involves cost. The majority of the firms have scarce capital resources. This underlines the need for thoughtful, wise, and correct investment decision. This also calls for importance of capital budgeting. I am talking about the importance of capital budgeting, or why we study the capital expenditure decisions. Fifth one, capital expenditure decision has its effect over a long time span and inevitably affect the company's future cost structure. Without adequate control and information, the cost may be go up. This can be understood with the help of below presented illustration. If a particular plant has been purchased by a company to start a new product or new project, the company commits itself to a sizable amount of fixed asset in terms of labor, in terms of supervisor salary, in terms of insurance, rent of the building, and so on. If the investment in future turns out to be unsuccessful, less profit than anticipated, the firm will have to bear the burden of the fixed asset unless it written off. These are all the importance of capital budgeting. Importance of capital budgeting. ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ 5 ಅಥವಾ 6 ಅಂಶಗಳು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಡುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೆಡಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ. Now I am talking about objectives of capital budgeting decisions. ಉದ್ದೇಶಗಳು ಏನು? Objectives of capital budgeting. Capital budgeting has several objectives. Its important objectives are: 1, to allocate the available investable funds among the competing capital project in order to maximize the total profitability is one of the central objectives. ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಧ್ಯೇಯ ಧೋರಣೆ ಒಂದೇ, ಲಾಭ ಗಳಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. To allocate the available investable funds or competing capital project in order to maximization of total profitability. Why we invest? Because of maximize the total profitability of the project. It is one of the important objectives of capital budgeting. Next one, to evaluate the various capital project and establish priority. Established priority. Okay. Yes. To evaluate the various capital expenditure project and establish the priority. Take for example, there are 4 projects. There are 4 competing projects. We have to select only 2 projects. What we have to do? You are required to evaluate the various competing project A, B, C, D and establish the priority. Whether we select A or B or C or D. Take for example, with the help of a 4 project, we selected only A ಮತ್ತು D. A and D. Because of the reason that A and D is a profitable project, therefore we should be accepted. Yes. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. Second objective, to evaluate the various capital project and establish the priority. Priority number 1, A project. Priority number 2, D project. ಯಾಕೆ ನಾವು A ಮತ್ತು D ಅನ್ನು ಹಾಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ? These projects are financially feasible, commercially viable, economically desirable. Therefore, we should accept the project. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ to evaluate the various capital project and establish the priority. Third objective, to establish proper coordination among the various capital expenditure projects. It is very important. Without coordination, it is very difficult to do the business or produce the goods and services. To establish proper coordination among the various capital expenditure projects. Take for example, there are 4 mutually exclusive project proposals, A, B, C, D. I use the word mutually exclusive project proposals. ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 4 ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟಿನ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದಕ್ಕೂ ಪೂರಕವಾದಂತಹ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇದೆ. To establish proper coordination among the various capital expenditure projects. Coordination is very essential. To maintain effective control on cost of capital expenditure project. Effective control. Mere establish the project, mere initiation of the project is not at all important. Effective control is equally desirable. Therefore, maintain effective control on cost of capital expenditure project. Fifth objective, to minimize the probable losses. Very important. It is one of the important deliberation of the owner of the project. To minimize the probable losses and wastages that may arise from faulty investment of capital or wrong type of fixed asset. To minimize the probable loss and wastage that may arise from faulty investment of capital or wrong type of fixed asset. Last objectives, to provide the basis for planning the long-term financial investment and the sources for meeting them. These are all objectives of capital budgeting. Now, I am talking about we have seen importance, objectives, features, introduction, meaning. Now I am talking about the kinds of capital budgeting decision. Kinds are types of capital budgeting decisions. Kinds. Capital budgeting refers to the, as I stated earlier, the total process of generating, evaluating, selecting, and follow up on capital expenditure alternatives, as I stated earlier. The firm allocates the financial resources to new investment proposals. The firm may be confronted with the 3 kinds of capital budgeting decision. Hagadre 3 kinds yavu. 1. Accept, reject decisions. First kind. Second one, mutually exclusive projects. Second kind. Capital rationing decision. Third kind. Very important. Accept, reject decisions. I'm talking about the kinds of capital budgeting decision. Accept, reject decision first of all. Mutually exclusive project decision next of all. Capital rationing decisions another one. Yes. ಇದಾದ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೆ ರಿನಿವಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾರು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಇಂದ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ, ಕನೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಂದ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್, ಅದು ಹೆಡಿಂಗೇ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಬಡ್ಜೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್. ಯಾವ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಯಾವ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಟಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್. ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಫಂಡಮೆಂಟಲ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್. ಯಾವುದು? ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್. If the project is accepted, the firm investment in it. If the project is rejected, the firm does not investment in it. Very simple. All proposals, all those project proposals which yield a rate of return greater than certain required rate of return or cost of capital are accepted. ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಯಾವ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? The rate of return more than the cost of capital, the project is likely to accept it. The rate of return is more than the minimum requiring rate of return or cost of capital, the project is likely to reject it. ಇದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, all those proposals which yield a rate of return greater than the certain required rate of return or cost of capital are accepted. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಯಾವ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? All those proposals which yield a rate of return less than the minimum required rate of return or cost of capital are rejected. The rate of return is less than that of cost of capital or minimum requiring rate of return, the project is likely to reject it. ನೀವು ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, under what circumstances the project is likely to accept it? Under what circumstances the project is likely to reject it? I have seen. Under the accept reject decision, all the investment project, all the independent project, I use the word independent project. Under the accept reject decision, all the independent project that satisfy the minimum investment certain criterion should be implemented. This is accept reject decision, one of the important kinds of capital budgeting decision. Another one is mutually exclusive project decision. ನಿಮಗೆ ರೈಟ್ ಎ ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ನೋಟ್ ಆನ್ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಪೋಸಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಬಹುದು. ವಾಟ್ ಡೂ ಮೀನ್ ಬೈ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್? ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, 4 ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು 4 ಕೂಡ ಅವು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕಾಗಬಹುದು. ಒಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಪೂರಕವಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋಡಿ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ? ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Mutually exclusive project are projects which compete with other project, in a such a way that acceptance of one will exclude the acceptance of other project. ಒಂದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಏನನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬಿ ನನ್ನ ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಅವೆರಡೂ ಕೂಡ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್. ಅವೆರಡರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಕಾಂಪಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಈಲ್ಡ್ ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ. ನೋಡಿ, ಎ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಕಾಂಪೀಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಅದರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ಸಚ್ ಎ ವೇ ದಟ್ ದಿ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಒನ್ ವಿಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ದಿ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅದರ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ದಿ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ and one may be chosen. Mutually exclusive and only one may be chosen. It may be noted that the mutually exclusive project decisions are not independent of the accept reject criterion. ಆದ್ರೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ accept reject ಅದು ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ the alternatives are mutually exclusive and only one may be chosen. It may be noted that the mutually exclusive project decisions are not independent of the accept reject decision. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. Mutually exclusive investment decision acquire the significance when more than proposal is acceptable under the accept reject version. Some techniques has to be used to determine the best one. ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಅಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಕ್ಲೂಸಿವ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ನಾನು ಕೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ರೇಷನಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್. ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ರೇಷನಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಇದು 3rd ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಂಡಿಚರ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್. ರೇಷನಿಂಗ್ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ರೇಷನಿಂಗ್ ಪಡಿತರ ಅಂತ ಕರ್ತೀವಿ. 4 ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದಾವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ಇದೆ, 4 ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದಾವೆ. ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಹಂಚಬೇಕು? ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಹಂಚಬೇಕಾ ಅಥವಾ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾ? ಈ ತರ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ರೇಷನಿಂಗ್. With the help of limited resources of fund, we are going to allocate the competing among the competing project. What do you mean by capital rationing? Write a short note on capital rationing. Write a broad note on capital rationing. The firm allocate funds to project in a manner that it maximizes the long run returns. Thus, capital rationing refers to the situation in which the firm has more acceptable investment required a greater amount of finance than is available with the firm. Nodi, very simple like ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. What do you mean by capital rationing? ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is concerned with selection of a group of investment proposals out of many investment proposals. Very simple. Out of group of investment proposals, we select one or two. It is concerned with the selection of a investment proposal, a group of investment proposals out of many investment proposals. ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ರಿಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಆ ಗ್ರೂಪ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಲವೊಂದನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಇದೆ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಮೆಥಡ್, ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅನದರ್ ಒನ್. ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಈಗ, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಬಡ್ಜೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್. ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಟೂ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಬಡ್ಜೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್, unsophisticated or traditional techniques. Under the head unsophisticated or traditional technique ನಲ್ಲಿ ARR ಒಂದು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು PBP. ARR means average rate of return ಅಥವಾ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್. PBP ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೇ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್. ಇದು ಸಫಿಸ್ಟಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಆರ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕೌಂಟೆಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಫ್ಲೋ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಮೆಥಡ್, ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಮೆಥಡ್, ನೆಟ್ ಟರ್ಮಿನಲ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಮೆಥಡ್, profitability index. These are all the various capital budgeting evaluation technique. We go on one by one. ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, what do you mean by PBP? Payback period. Payback period. How many number of years required to recoup the original investment outlay? ನಾವು ಹಾಕಿದಂತ ಬಂಡವಾಳವನ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸೌಲಭ್ಯದ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ತೆಗೆದುಕೋ, ಎಷ್ಟು ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಈಗ ನಾವು 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ net present value. Net present value. ಸೂತ್ರವನ್ನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Present value of the cash inflows is greater than the present value of the cash outflow. It is a negative, positive net present value. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ present value of the cash inflow is greater than that of the present value of the cash outflow. We can get a positive net present value. Another one is the present value of the cash inflow is less than the present value of the cash outflow. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, present value of the cash outflow is less. We can get a negative net present value. Negative net present value. Present value of the cash inflows just equal to the present value of the cash outflow. Present value of the cash inflow just equal to the present value of the cash outflow. We can get the zero net present value. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ present value of the cash inflow present value of the cash outflow ಗೆ equal ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. It is collectively called as internal rate of return ಅಥವಾ zero net present value ಅಥವಾ Zero net present value is always internal rate of return. Yes. Therefore, net present value can be divided into three: positive net present value, negative net present value, and zero net present value. Positive net present value ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? Present value of the cash inflow is greater than present value of the cash outflow. Negative net present value ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? The present value of the cash inflow is less than the present value of the cash outflow. Zero net present value ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ? The present value of the cash inflow is just equal to the over. Internal rate of return. ಹಂಗಂದ್ರೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಇದು ಸಫಿಸ್ಟಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಮೆಥಡ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡನೇ. ನೆಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಹೇಳಿದೆ, ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್. ನಾನು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಯಾಶ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೋಸ್ is just equal to the present value of the cash outflow. We can get a zero net present value. Zero net present value is always internal rate of return ಅಂತಿದೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ internal rate of return ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? Under such circumstances, the present value of the cash inflow just equal to the present value of the cash outflow. It is collectively called as internal rate of return IRR. ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದ್ರಾಗೆ ಮುಂದುವರೆದು MIRR ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿಫೈಡ್ ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ರೇಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಿದೆ. ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇಂಡೆಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ರೇಷಿಯೋ ಮೆಥಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ profitability index, present value of the cash inflows is more than present value of the cash outflow is equal to 1. Is equal to 1. Is equal to 1. Profitability index. Less than 1, greater than the present value of the cash out. Profitability index is equal to profitability index more than 1. Present value of the cash out, present value of the cash inflow is less than the present value of the cash outflow. Here flows is equal to 1. More than 1, less than 1, equal to 1. It is profitability index. Profitability index is also known as benefit cost ratio. Benefit divided by cost multiplied by 100. We can get the benefit cost ratio. B bar C into benefit and cost ratio. Establishment meaningful relationship between benefit and cost. So therefore, benefit on the one hand, cost on the other hand, benefit divided by cost multiplied by 100, we can get a benefit cost ratio. Profitability index in ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥ benefit cost ratio. ಇದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು. So these are all the unsophisticated traditional techniques. Sophisticated or discounted cash flow techniques. ಇಷ್ಟು ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಬಡ್ಜೆಟಿಂಗ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಇವತ್ತು ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಬಡ್ಜೆಟಿಂಗ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನ್ ಕಲ್ತ್ವಿ? ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಬಡ್ಜೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡಕ್ಷನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ನೀಡ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಡೆಫಿನಿಷನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಫೀಚರ್ ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅಬ್ಯೂಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಇವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಯೇಷನ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನು ಉಳಿಕಿದ್ದನ್ನ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಆನ್ಲೈನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇವಲ ಥಿಯರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿ ಚಾಪ್ಟರ್ ನ ಥಿಯರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ. ನಂತರ ಈಗ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಥಿಯರಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸಹಾಯದಿಂದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸದ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೇಳಿಸುತ್ತೇನಮ್ಮ? ಹಲೋ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ? ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಗೆ ಜಾಯ್ನ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾನೀಗ ಈ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪೀರಿಯಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.